Alrighty, we're working on a Gravely zero turn. Both the rods were broke due to running it low on oil, and I ordered him a short block, a long block. Come in, it's ready to go. I just got to bolt this whole mess onto it. I got to get it all cleaned up and everything. And I started working on the cleanup process. Let me show you. Let me show you something you shouldn't overlook if you're doing a long block on these. Or I guess that is a short block. You don't have heads. So I was cleaning up the head, the surface here, getting it all ready for the head gasket and everything. And I was curious. I wonder how the valves are sealing. Before I bolt it on there, if I need to lap these valves, it'd be a good time to do it. Just take your flashlight and stick it in the intake side, and you'll just look around the valve. And then you take this one, stick it in the exhaust side, and you look around the valve. Now I know, there it is. Look right in here. See that? The valves aren't sealing good. So we're going to go ahead and take the time. We're going to pull these valves out. We're going to lap them using lapping compound, and then we'll stick it back together, and that head will be good to go. And then it'll be on to the next one, and then the next hurdle, and the next hurdle, until we get her put back together. Okay, so we were talking about lapping valves. So I'm going to give you kind of a rundown of what's going on. I'm going to show you the before, the after, and the process. So let me flip you around here. See how shiny this valve seat is here? That valve seat, the exhaust valve, I've gone ahead and lapped in already, and I'll show you the valve in a minute. You see how nasty and dingy this valve seat is? It's not going to make a good seal. So we're going to go ahead and walk over here, and you can see, get it to see if I can focus. See how good this valve looks compared to this one. The only thing I've done with this one is I run it through I got a wire wheel on my bench grinder, and I just knocked the carbon off of it. We're getting ready to lap that one. We've already done that one. See, that's quite the difference. You want that product when you're done. And the way you do this is you use valve grinding compound. You've got coarse and fine. Start with your coarse, and you'll put a little dab of grease all the way, grinding compound, all the way around this on the valve face. And then you just take your valve, you stick it in the head, and now the sand, the greasy sand, is in between these two surfaces. So there's a couple different ways. You can use these little suction cup dealies. You stick them to the head. I hate these things. Stick them to the head, and you put it like you're starting a fire. You know, you rub your hands together and you pull it in and out while you're rubbing it together. And I've done that for years. Anymore, I gently chuck the valve stem in a drill and slowly rotate it while I'm pulling it in and out, and it does the exact same thing. And it's a lot less labor intensive. But you'll do it with your coarse, and then you clean it off. You clean the head and the valve with a little brake cleaner. Get all the grinding compound off of it, clean it up real nice, and then you go to your fine and you do it again. And that's what gives you that shine there, and that's what you're wanting. You're wanting to get it all shined up and where it'll seal. All right, we've got our coarse compound on there, and we'll walk over here and see if I can actually get it stuck in here on camera. Boop, stick that in there, and I'll gently chuck that drill in there, and I'll bring you right back because I only got two hands. Okay, we got our drill chucked up. Push it forward a little bit. You can see how it's rotating. Rotates out here. Now what you're looking for, I've got the drill on slow. I'm gonna go about this speed. And I'm gonna pull it in there. And then I'm gonna flip it to the other direction. And you're just gonna do this, and you go the other direction, so on and so forth. And you wanna get that good and worn in there. It'll probably take a minute, minute and a half. And then you take it apart, clean all the, take the valve back out, clean it real good with a paper towel and some brake clean. Get in there and clean the valve surface with some brake clean and a paper towel. Make sure there's no sand on it at all from that compound. And then you'll do the same thing with the fine compound, then clean it all up and your head's ready to go back together. Okay, we've got the head back together here, and I was going to show you. We'll flip it over. We'll go with this side first. You can see there's absolutely no light around the exhaust valve now. There isn't any light around the intake valve either. So we've got them lapped successfully. Now I want to go ahead and show you another trick that'll help you in the long run. I've got the spring compressor that goes behind that and everything, but what I have found works better than anything on these Kohler heads is I just drilled me a hole in a 19mm ratchet, and you put that stud in there, put the nut on it, and force it down. You can drop your clips right in, it's all good to go. I always put the used valve seal under the valve so the valve can't work down. But you can do that faster than you can get the valve spring compressor out and all that. So I hope that helps. Anyway, this is going to wrap up this video. I was wanted to talk to you a little bit about lapping these valves in. I got to get this thing put back together. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless.